What is up, YouTube? It's Lions Fan Express coming at you with that man-to-man press. And in today's video, I'm going to give you guys my top 5 interior offensive lineman prospects for the 2023 NFL Draft. Now, I watched hours of these big guys battling in the trenches to come up with the best prospects to show you guys. And here's my top 5 list. So at number 5, I got CODY from North Dakota State. He's 6'6", 305 pounds. I watched his games against South Dakota State, Arizona, and then in the Senior Bowl. And then my player comp for him is Cole Strange. So CODY, he plays offensive tackle, but I think he projects better as a guard. He's a mauler in the run game, is able to down block. He's aggressive and he uses his hands to engage and latch on to defenders. His hands do kind of get outside the frame sometimes and gets a little handsy. His footwork is also a little sloppy at times as well, but he's tall, lean, and he can move side to side in space. Played at North Dakota State really didn't give him a lot of chances to go against quality competition, but at the Senior Bowl when he had his reps, he made the most out of them. Again, his projection is a little bit of a mystery because of is he going to be playing offensive tackle or guard? And while I think he's definitely more suited for a guard, a team might look at him and try to put him at offensive tackle. But based on that, he's a quality player. He's solid. I think he's a little bit more of a project than some of these other guys. He's got a little bit more to prove. But again, a really good, maybe late second round pick, maybe early third, in my opinion. And then at number 4, I got Andrew VORHEES from USC. He's 6'6", 325 pounds. And I watched his games against Arizona State, Utah, and in the Senior Bowl as well. And my player comp for him is CODY Whitehair. So VORHEES played primarily at left guard in his career, but he is also taking snaps at left tackle, so he's got a little bit of position flexibility. He's able to keep his pass set for multiple seconds by keeping his feet moving, and he also lays out some really key blocks that you see the running backs cut off of and make big gains for. I like his hand placement and his base, which is wide and allows him to continue blocking, not just push and let go, but he really continues to drive. I like to see him utilize his leverage more though, and he could work a little bit on his technique because it's still kind of refining that. Ultimately, he only gave up 2 sacks this season, and I'm really high on the USC guard, and I think he can be a day 1 starter found in the 2nd round. And at number 3, I got MICHAEL-SCHMITZ from Minnesota. He's 6'4", 320 pounds, and I watched his games against Michigan State, Illinois, Purdue, and in the Senior Bowl. And my player comp for him is Creed Humphrey. So, he's an anchor on the offensive line. He plays center, but he's got a little bit of, he could probably kick in a guard if he needs to as well. He's able to reach on zone blocks and wash defenders out of the play, and creating run lanes for the running back. He sets up his base and his pass pro, and he has lower body strength not to get pushed back. He also, he has really good consistent snaps. Again, he can play guard in a pinch, and he only allowed 2 sacks in 2022, so he holds his own most of the time, but he does kind of succumb to bull rush moves from time to time. Again, not a lot of hate about his film. I think he's overall a really good player, definitely one of the better center prospects in this draft, and I have him as a 2nd round pick as well. And then at number 2, I have Steve AVILA from TCU. He's 6'4", 330 pounds. He's, I watched his games against Kansas, Georgia, Oklahoma State, and in the Senior Bowl. And my player comp for him is Will Hernandez. So Avila is actually one of the most versatile linemen in this class. He's taken at least 80 or more career snaps at left guard, center, right guard, and right tackle. And I think Pro Football Focus actually gave him a 1 snap at left tackle. So technically, he's played all 5 positions, so he can really do it all. And he's got a nasty streak as a run blocker to go along with his high-end pass block skills. He's got an ideal NFL lineman height and weight. And he's also a downhill run blocker that's good, gets good push off the line. He has good hand placement and keeps it inside. Great awareness, and that shows when he's picking up blitzes and stunts. But he does kind of struggle with, as a zone blocker because he's not really athletic. So trying to reach and get, in front of linemen, from side to side, he kind of struggles with that at times. I think he's a beast, honestly, and he's on par with the number 1 interior offensive line prospect when it comes to just an overall prospect breakdown. He's a 2nd round pick that could potentially slip into the late 1st round. And then for my number 1, before I give you guys that, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know down below who you think the number 1 interior offensive lineman prospect is. And for me, it's Osiris Torrence from Florida. I'm sure you guys have heard of him. He's 6'5", 347 pounds, so he's a massive human being. Watched his games against Georgia, Kentucky, and in the Senior Bowl. And my player comp for him is Lakeland Tomlinson. So, one of the things that, he's good at is his pass block awareness, able to diagnose where the pressure is coming from and pick it up. Again, he had a great positional battle against Jalen Carter. He won many of those reps, but he did allow himself to get pushed back a couple times. And that's the consensus, almost the number one prospect in the draft. So if you're holding your own against him, then you're definitely doing something right. He has the ability to get off one block and pick up another. He doesn't get a lot of push on his run blocks though, but he does, he's still able to get in the way and create running lanes for the running back. He gave up 0 sacks, not just this season, but his whole career. So yeah, he can pass block. And he's also, to me, he's a first round talent. But because of, the devalue of, interior offensive lineman, I think if he is going to be a first round pick, he's probably going to be a later first round pick. But ultimately, he's definitely my number one prospect when it comes to interior linemen. Him and Avila are pretty close, but I give Osiris Torrence the edge. So yeah, that's my top 5 interior offensive line prospects. I was actually really excited to watch some offensive line film and watch them knock some people around and do the dirty work that doesn't get a lot of attention. I was able to shine some light on these guys, and rightfully so. They're great prospects. It's got some depth at this class. There's even a couple other prospects as well. That I'll give a shout out to, like Joe Tippmann from Wisconsin and Luke Weipler from Ohio State, even Jared Patterson from Notre Dame. Like, these guys all are capable of contributing to a team, whether it be for depth or potential starter capability. So yeah, I was hope you guys like that video. This is actually going to wrap up our whole offensive side of the ball. So the next video is actually going to be on the defense, and I'm probably going to start with edge rushers and go from there. So if you guys like the video, make sure you like, comment, share, and I'll just keep getting out these videos, especially as the draft combine starts up and kind of heats up a little bit. I'm going to get these out there so you guys can really see what I think about these prospects, not necessarily and not letting the combine be a factor of changing my overall opinion on these guys. But yeah, hope you guys like the video, and as always, go Lions.